Hello, everyone, and welcome to True Dungeon Talk with Trent. My name is Trent of Trent Tokens. I'm a huge fan of the game True Dungeon and an avid collector of tokens. In this episode, we're going to be interviewing the creator of True Dungeon, Jeff Martin, and there is a ton of things we need to get to. So without further ado, let's just dive right in. Welcome, everybody in the chat. The man, the myth, the legend, Jeff Martin.
Hey, Trent, how's it going?
Oh my Jiminy Crickets! What in the world has happened? What did you make Lori angry? Is that what happened?
I don't want to talk about it. Anyway,
welcome. How's things, Jeff?
things are very good. Thanks for asking. How are things out in Trent World?
Oh well, Trent World. I like to say every day I wake up is a good day. So it's a good day. I love the background there. What's going on there? Is that something you can discuss? I see a dog.
No, just yeah. Don't forget about even seeing that background. It's not a clue to a future module or anything. No.
Nothing to do with pirates or anything.
No,
next year.
Nothing to do with sea pirates, sea orcs. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing to do with that.
All right. So everyone in the chat, please ignore the background there. Speaking of that, let's say hello to a couple people. John at True Dungeon, not sure who that is, but hello to you. Steve Ross, hello. Gilf Strive, David Garspach, Crystal, the Shalali, I'm trying saying that wrong, is hello to everyone. Belinda, hi, Belinda, and her hubby, Scott. And what's up, everyone? How's everyone day going? Gilf Strive wants to know. And like I said, every day I wake up is a good day. So there is a billion zillion things to talk about. I have a long list of notes here to go through, and even my notes have notes. So
wow.
Yeah, that's impressive. Exactly right. So without going too deep in too many things about how handsome I am, I want to dive right into the first thing on my list here to talk about, because it's next weekend. The Bogwood Beast
Final Edition
6C Final Edition. It's next Saturday and Sunday. I hope everyone has already gotten your tickets. If not, go to td.events and get them. Yeah, is there anything you can tell us that we don't know yet about 6C?
Oh, well, there's some new stuff, new things, few surprises, few things. You'll want to be there. It'll be fun, but that's all I can say.
Well, let's see if I can dig a little more out of you here. I'm trying, people. I'm trying. Let's do my best. Typically in the C version, which I know is changing next year, we're getting an adventure every month, which is unbelievable. It's usually one of the major changes between A and B and B and C. Is that still happening, or what can you say?
I wouldn't say it's a huge major change, no. I think we made a big change from A to B when we realigned the module quite a bit early on. So nothing huge like that, but should be some fun for everybody. And especially if you've played all of them, there might be some fun there. Secret message or two to look forward to.
Ooh, yeah, I see there. So Tanya, hello. And Snake Eye says, ask about the bonus completion tokens for Bogwood. Speaking of that, if anyone, there's a ton of things to talk about today. So if anyone has any questions about Bogwood Beast 6C next weekend, ask now, because we're going to be jumping to a bunch of different things. Today is a action-packed episode. Snake Eyes asked about the extra tokens. So here, the Ring of Minor Orbits and the Ear Cup of Minor Orbits were the plan tokens, but where did these other tokens come from?
Well, it came from the land of poor storage, apparently. I don't know how they got out there. The best we can figure is it's somehow some of the tokens that were packaged that came from the factory were not quite, like, there's a whole stack of 20. Apparently they weren't all what we thought they were. So we've been assured that did not happen again, and but we since they're out there, we wanted to go ahead and give everybody a chance to get them.
I see. Very, very cool. And yeah, from what I understand, the crown of the crud, crud? Is it crude?
Whatever.
Crud? I think it's crude. It's probably crude.
Yeah.
It escaped at Game Hole. And of course, being a token aficionado, I saw on the forums that it had escaped. And I thought, well, now I have to try to chase it.
We think that's how they got into the treasure. We dumped like stacks of tokens, and we think it was in some of those. So.
Well, I think it's very cool that I didn't hear of the belt of application escaping, but I did hear about the crown escaping.
We weren't sure, so I didn't want to find out like 2 months from now. So I figured that's the one we had planned with it, so let's just go ahead and do them both.
Well, I, as a big token fan, for those of you who know me, I'm definitely okay with this decision. I'm looking forward to acquiring the normal and the extra. I would assume this is the first time ever where 2 sets of participation tokens have been handed out for one event.
I think you are correct.
Cool.
Yes.
So everyone, please go to td.events and get your tickets for next weekend. And John at TD says Gruntle did it. So we're going to say that that happened. Okay, so we have a question here.
Also, one last. There might be there might be more surprises in your stuff too, but that's all I can say. Might be some more stuff, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All this depends on what happens with Gruntle. How generous he's feeling.
Okay. All right. So let's hope for Gruntle to feel generous, because it sounds like there might be some sweet surprises. So thank you. Looks like David has a question here. Like other completion tokens, will some of the crown and or belt find their way into the treasure mix?
Well, apparently they did, or at least we know confirmed one of them. But we don't have any plans to... Oh, we have some in the treasure for 6C, yes. I think that was the question. Yes.
That's probably the question, yeah, because the next time we do this, we're in 2022 land.
Yes.
Yep. Cool.
There'll be some available there, too.
So Kim says, so if you run Nightmare difficulty level, you will get all 4 tokens. So Gilstripe says that's his guess, and confirm. That's actually, I think, leads us. So yes, Kim, I think another question would be, let's say someone runs normal. What are they getting? The Ring of Minor Orbits and?
The Crown of the Crude. And the
Belt of Application? Oh, yeah. Okay.
They won't get the belt unless they play. But yeah, basically, if you play normal, you're just going to get the 2 greens.
Got it. Uncommons. Okay, so the 2 uncommons for normal, the 2 rares for hard care. It's a very caring level for hardcore, and Nightmare all 4. Wow. Okay.
Correct.
Awesome.
Yes.
Excelente. And any other questions, please jump in about Bogwood's Beast, because on the... Oh, you know what? I did have a question. I've got a question about virtual, 1 through 6. This is the final 6 modules. I think we're kind of, clamoring for PDFs. Will there be PDFs of 1 through 6?
Yeah. So, yes, we will be. We have to go through, once this final one's done, we're going to go through and edit the final version of each one. We're going to put them in PDFs and email a link to all the 2020 1K or higher people so they can download it if they'd like. We're also going to mail everybody a surprise token. Yay! An exclusive surprise token just for people that were back. Yeah, it's crazy. But that's the best thing we can think of. I think everybody will be the happiest that way. So that's what we decided to do.
So you're going to tweak the modules. We're going to get a link to download them in PDF form, and all of those people are getting a special token?
Yes, or more, depending how high they bid. But yeah, and then just so if I can remind everybody, if you haven't ordered in a while, make sure your email address or your shipping address is updated to where you currently are. So if you haven't purchased anything this year and you've moved, you need to update because we're going to send it to the whatever we have for you.
Wow, that's amazing. That's super cool. Well, on behalf of all the token crazy people, we thank you in the future for that cool token, whatever it may be.
Thanks.
And all right, so Snake Eyes says, are we going to be able to use the new dice rolling interface for Bogwood?
That did not work out. There's just too much work to be done, testing. We didn't want to like half do it, and so we made the decision not to try it. So we'll be ready well in time for January, however, and we'll play test it very well in the coming weeks, and we'll definitely test it very well with all the volunteer runs beforehand too. So DMs will see how it works, and it looks great. It just needs tweaking and testing that we just didn't have time for.
Understood. Yeah, understood. Okay, great. That's a great question. Speaking of things that are happening right now, it's pre-order time. Pre-order time. Oh, man, this is a happy time. Yeah. So it started on the 4th. The 3rd, I think you were going through some technical difficulties. So technically it started on the 4th.
To feed the mouse. Yeah.
The mouse? Yeah, okay.
Feed the mouse.
So it is happening now. It's live. It
is.
I tested it personally, and it works. So get your pre-orders in now. There's a lot of different options for pre-orders, and there's not a handful, but there's 3 deadlines, if you will, that we should probably talk about to make sure everyone understands them. The main deadline is between now and the January 17th. That's when pre-orders finish. Correct. And what do you get if you do that? If you do between now and the 17th?
Before it goes away, there it is. It just went away. You get some free treasure chips. So for every 250 you put in, you get a free treasure chip that you can use later to make a draw. If you happen to go all the way up to 1K, then you'll get 6 for every 1K. So that's until the 17th. Yep.
And that's 2 3X chips, right?
Yes, 2 3X chips if you do for every 1K.
Yep, that's awesome. And the golden ticket chance is, of course, I see the golden ticket here flipping through. Everyone gets a chance at that. I think it's an amazing thing. And let's see. So the next deadline is actually on the 18th to be a patron. So how does that work?
Yeah, we have a patron program to thank the big supporters, and one of their big benefits is they get to order event tickets at TD.events earlier than most. So if you get your patron order in by the 18th, then on the 19th, when ticket sales go on sale for V7, you'll be able to get them before anybody else to make sure you get the proper time that you want. And then we also have awesome Adventure Guild members that get to get them the next day on the 18th before the 19th when they go on sale to the general public. Right.
So the deadline we're talking about now is if you want to be a patron or an Adventurers Guild member for 2022, the deadline is the 18th, which is a Thursday, and then that Friday is for patrons to order V7, which is January, and then the Saturday, the 20th, that's for the Adventurers Guild, so you get to choose your V7 tickets. Yeah. What's that? Did I say November?
Yeah, it's in November. Just so you're saying the 17th and 18th, but just make sure that, to be clear, it's in November. It's only a few weeks away. So.
Yeah, a couple weeks away. So yes, the November 18th is the deadline to be a patron to buy tickets on November 19th, and the Adventurers Guild members will need to order or be allowed to order on November 20th. The normal tickets go on sale on November 21st. I actually have that in a different slide. So,
cool.
But let's check the chat here. So we've got Guild Strife going to do his first 2K next week. That's awesome. So Tanya, Belinda's planning on putting the pre-order tomorrow. Bye dollar bills, y'all. Christine is doing an 8K auction in a week or so. That's great. Steve says no pre-ordering for me this year. Next year for sure. That's awesome, Steve. We will be here waiting for you. And Gilstripe says been working 60-hour weeks for the last 3 weeks, so I should get enough left over for rent. Okay, good. Do rent first. I recommend that. So if anyone has any questions about the pre-orders, please shoot. Let us know in chat, and hopefully that wasn't too.
The tokens are here, as here defined into the Bay of Los Angeles, Long Beach. They are here on the ship. They're just waiting to be unloaded. So as everybody knows about the current backlog at the ports, we're expecting, not to get them till January. So hopefully everything goes well. Maybe we'll even get them early. Who knows? But the 17th will still apply. So January for the deadline. But yep. So they're here. We just got to wait patiently for the port problem to work itself out.
Yeah. If you were to get them early, with January 17th being the deadline, when would you start mailing them out?
Almost immediately after the 17th. We'd have everything basically for the first time ever. It would be amazing. We don't have to work like 16-hour days to get everything out. Well, that would be a luxury that we could actually, not kill ourselves. But we would have everything ready, and then on the 18th we could start mailing stuff out. That would be awesome.
That would be cool.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, I remember one year where you were giving us updates in the forums that the boat update, and then there was a train update, like a big train. So, and then the truck update. I thought it was so fun.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, they have tracking now. You can actually track the container. It's a little more. I'm glad I'm really good with the Gibbs stuff tonight. It's much more reassuring when you can track your own container, because a lot of times you just never know what's going on. But now we're able to track it online. So
your actual container.
Yep.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, very cool. Let's see here. James F says hello, James F. Hello to you and everyone else, and thank you very much. All right, so that's the pre-ordering. The other thing that I wanted to make sure people understood, the November deadline, at the end of November, is the November deadline, and for the November orders, they get a +1 turkey leg. Let's see here if this will flip through. This will flip through in a second here. Sorry, it's on a little carousel.
Sure.
That's the limited edition +1 turkey leg.
Yes.
And people love.
Use as a weapon or eat if you'd like them to be healed. So, yeah.
There it is.
Fun one.
Yeah, the +1 turkey leg may be eaten, turned into heal 7 points.
Yep. So for every 250 of these you pre-order, you get one of those.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. You'll be able to eat turkey legs your whole adventure and stay healed up.
Yeah, that would be cool to fight with it the whole adventure, and then at the end eat it to heal.
There you go.
But then what are you fighting with? Maybe just healing up at the end. Maybe you just throw the wizard at the final boss.
There you go.
All right, so Tanya says, as someone new to TD, what's up with the turkey leg? Wow, that's a good question.
I don't know. It's something that just kind of happened. So, yeah, it's just one of those things that happen, Leroy Jenkins kind of style, just something that happens within the game community, and it's just one of those things. There was several different kinds of runs people like to try to make, and one of them was basically to use a weapon that just did 1 point of damage to see if they could survive, and that's kind of where the turkey leg came from. And then we decided to just like the secret cow level in Diablo 1, we actually make one in Diablo 2 type thing. So we actually made a turkey leg that you can slide as a weapon, and thought it'd be fun. So now people can actually have a turkey leg run and have more than just a +1 to damage. So there you go.
Yeah.
Plus they can eat it. If they go in and in room 7's a puzzle, they'll just chomp down, toss it, and see if they can solve the puzzle.
Yeah, pull out another one for the next time. Yeah, it's basically we call it a themed run. There's a bunch of different themed runs. So this is just one of the crazy theme runs that people have come up with. And let's jump to the next topic here. V7, which is January 14th through 16th. The tickets for this go on sale November 21st for the general public, November 20th for Adventurers Guild members, and November 19th for patrons. And to be a patron or an Adventurers Guild, purchased by the 18th of November, which we kind of just discussed as well, but here's a graphic to come along with it. So if anyone has any questions about V7 or the rest of the virtual events happening between January and May, please let us know. And then we've got another big topic coming up to discuss. And Gilstrife says he's going to be making that turkey leg of smiting. Yeah, that's a +3 turkey leg of smiting. Where'd that idea come from? What a crazy weapon.
Oh, yeah, it was nuts. But we thought it'd be fun. We've thought about many times kind of doing a tongue-in-cheek type of relic, and this is our first stab at it. So we'll see. I think people that like it will make them and have fun with them. And then if you don't, you like the joke, don't worry about it. You can just use whatever else you want. So.
Yeah, I see that most relics, maybe most or many relics will turn into a legendary. Is there a legendary turkey leg in the works?
Who knows? Who knows?
All right. Okay.
Maybe someday.
Okay. Let's see. All right, let's see. I'm going to be making one as well. I will absolutely be making one. I definitely, that's what all of these are back here. Almost one of every token. You know what I should do on the show? Periodically say, hey, anybody listening and anyone who has friends, if you have 2003 Woody tokens, let me know. I'm missing 4 uncommon and 22 rare. Okay?
Wow.
That's what this show should be all about. Just help me complete my collection. Yeah, okay. Oh, and one 2006 Artisan token. So, sorry. True Dungeon Talk with Trent. Welcome to the tokens I'm missing. Okay, let's see. Gilstrife, let's see. Legendary Turkey... Kitkumi says the legendary turkey leg is the whole bird. LOL. I agree.
There you go.
Gilstrife says, since it's a smiting turkey leg, will it one-shot an evil outsider on a crit? That's a legitimate question. What do we say to that?
That is a legitimate question for another time.
Okay. Another time, legitimate question. And Snake Eye says the UR turkey leg only comes with a 2K. So, yep, that's right. If you want to get that ultra rare, you'll definitely want to get that.
It's an Adventurers Guild. Adventurers Guild Premium. Sorry. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Keep me honest out there. Thank you.
Someone's got to. So... I'm a big fan of True Dungeon. I think you know this.
Yeah.
And in 2017, you did True Dungeon Celebration.
Yes.
Near the workshop. And it was unbelievable. For anyone who didn't go, it's unbelievable. We literally went into a hobbit hole cave and had an adventure. Literally a couple of days ago, you announced...
Dun, dun, dun.
Skullcon.
Whoa. Wow. June 17th through the 18th, 2022. Yes. Skullcon. Oh, my Jiminy Crickets.
What's going on?
What in the world is this? Tell me everything. Anyone who has any questions, please ask away. Let's see. Fiddy says players that are AG members via 9th level reward, will they get AG early access to buy events again? So let's maybe answer that one real quick, and then we'll jump to Skullcon.
Talk to Lori Martin.
Lori Martin.
So if I say anything on that, I could be hurt. So I'm going to just defer to the expert.
Okay.
And I better not. So.
All right, Fiddy, ask Lori. That's the we'll maybe get her on here one day. So Skullcon, is it going to be in that hobbit hole again? That's my question. First question.
Who will be in that general vicinity, but where the actual adventure takes place is shrouded in dark.
Okay.
Dark mysteries. Yeah, I want to surprise people, so we'll see.
Now, this weekend is Father's Day weekend. Why that
June,
weekend
yes.
would be another question.
Well, that was the only weekend they had available the entire year because it's a very popular place to have weddings and such. But so we were lucky that luckily we were, it was a month we weren't doing anything, so it was like too perfect. So we are only having events on Friday and Saturday. So I know it's Father's Day for some people. That's kind of a big thing. I think it's like number 20 on the list of holidays now. In popularity because whatever, but you can leave Saturday night, Sunday morning, be home in time for an afternoon of fun. So on Sunday afternoon, so hopefully you can make it and still do your Father's Day stuff. That would be cool.
Yeah. For those on either coast or maybe deep south, you could fly to Chicago. You could fly to St. Louis. There's Indianapolis as well. Rent a
Both
car.
St. Louis and Nashville have a commuter flight that's really cheap. It's like $100 round trip. If you go early, it's $60 round trip from Nashville or St. Louis. So really great.
Right, and there's the small airport as well. Either rent a car and drive from one of those places, or get on one of those planes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, it's a really nice brand new airport. It's like 3 years old. It's a really nice airport. So, and like 10 miles or something from the event from there. So there's a rental place there you can grab or have somebody pick you up. So.
And let's see. The restaurant itself, I think they changed their name, but is it still the same physical space that we were in last time where we had the dinner and the bar?
The name's the same. There's two different places you can eat. There's they call it the tasting room. That's where where most of the event's going to be held. That's where the bar, the big, long, huge bar is. Really cool bar, and there's a lot of outdoor seating and indoor seating there. When we had it last time, it was raining all the time, so there are a lot of people there outside, but there's a lot of room outside, which is cool. And then there's also a restaurant called Legends, which is just up the hill, short walk up the sidewalk, and there is another bar, but a lot of good food you can have there too. Both places have food. I really like the wood-fired pizza they have at the tasting room.
I love that. Yeah.
So yeah, so that's good stuff there.
And is there going to be? So you're not ready to let people know where the adventure is. Do you know yet where we're going to be converging to check in and all that other stuff, or is that all still being worked out?
It's all being worked out. I suspect it's going to be very similar to what happened last time. So if you're familiar with how it all worked, it'll probably be, I don't know, we'll see. But much is going to be determined on how many people are coming. And what's nice, the way we've got it set up, is we'll know a couple months ahead of time who's coming, who's not, and we'll be able to plan much better at that time. So we'll have a lot more announcements after April 1st.
Right. The sign-up deadline is April 1st, right?
Yes.
Right, and you can find that on truedungeon.com/skull-con. Let's see. Let's jump to the. Speaking of that, we are now in the Q&A portion of Skullcon. Let's see here. Where did we leave off? Ian says, Trent, do you have all of the TrueCraft tokens as well? Yes, I do. There's even a platinum back misprint. I have that one as well. That took forever to trade for, by the way. Crystal says, yes, leads on second tooth, anyone? So anyone in the chat, Crystal needs a second tooth. I might have one on the site, I'm not sure.
It's always the second.
Isn't that weird? Yeah, the rod was like that. This rod was really hard for me to get the second, and the tooth is a tough one. Crazy. Let's see, Snake Eyes, what other events other than the Kavanaugh run will be able to participate in?
That is a very good question, and I did want to answer it because I don't want to promise anything. It's hard to say anything till we know how many people are coming. So I know it's kind of chicken before the egg thing, but we will try to make it fun for you. There'll always be open gaming, and it's a really cool place to hang out and game. But I don't want to we plan on having other things, but it just depends on who shows up. So
Yeah.
I guess what we're saying is, I hope you want to come just to hang out and play an adventure. I understand if you don't. That's not a lot of information to go with if you got to come, 12 hours drive from, Upper Volta or wherever you're headed from. But that's all I can really say comfortably, because I don't want to make any promises that we can't keep.
Yeah, it's also very early. June's far away, and the April 1st deadline, so it's almost like March is kind of the sweet spot to really know.
Probably by March 20th or so, we'll have a pretty good idea who's coming, and then maybe we can announce some stuff then. We'll try to do it to give people at least a week to decide. I know that's not great, but we're doing this for free, so it's going to cost TD some funds to put it on. So we're trying to make sure that we're not going to overspend, overpromise kind of thing. So.
Okay, great. Snake Eye says there's a train from Chicago to Carbondale too. Oh, that's right. There is a train from there.
Yeah, you can take the city of New Orleans, man. That's awesome. I love that train. I go up to Cubs game frequently, but not as much as I'd like. Last time I went up with David Haas. Well, I didn't go up with him, but I met him there. But it's great. The city of New Orleans is an awesome train. It's a legendary train, and you can take it down and up from Chicago.
Yeah, Belinda says it's 3 times per day. Belinda also asked, will TD be the only event at the venue the weekend of Skullcon, or will other people be there too?
That's a good question. We have the entire place booked, so nobody can have another event. Nobody now. It is like they don't have like a gatekeeper, so somebody could come in and look around and go, "What the heck's going on?" This happened at the last one. So we're going to have somebody at the door, but they can still mess around outside and do other stuff. But so there is no other wedding or anything else happening.
To be clear, if someone wanted to just drive up, some random person didn't know what was going on, they can't go and eat at the restaurant or have a drink at the bar. Is that from what you're understanding?
We're working with them to make sure something like that doesn't happen.
Wow.
So
crazy.
We're hoping
it will be the true dungeon day. Great question, Belinda. Kid Kumi says, will we know run times in advance? For us, we'll have to do Skullcon in a very long day trip, and we'll have to plan around our assigned time.
Yes, that's a very good question. Lori Martin will be the smart person in charge of this, but I suspect she will, like everybody, once everything's closed, we'll probably have something set up at TD.events or something where people can come in and select tickets, or it'll be something where she'll ask for your preferences. Like, hey, I'm driving in, I don't want to come until that day, so save hotels. So if you try to get me in the later part, that would be great. I want to play with these 6 people, that kind of thing. So we're doing this because we're really thankful for these people that have supported us all these years. So we're going to do whatever we can to make people happy. So don't worry about that. We're going to try to accommodate as much as we can.
Great. And obviously, between now and then, I'm sure we'll lock things down a little tighter, and we'll have another show, and we'll talk about all those wonderful details. And let's see. Next up is Tanya. Will y'all be? Are y'all? Are you? That. Yeah, I'm from the South too. Tanya, are you from the South?
Oh.
Yeah, I know y'all. Will y'all be looking for volunteers for Skullcon? That's a good question. Do you need volunteers?
I want to speak to the smart half of True Dungeon HQ, Lori Martin, again. But yes, I'm sure she's going to open up TD balls. We'll need people to help run the dungeon for sure. It'd be a really sweet gig, I think, if you get to be a volunteer there. We don't need many, but that way you can hang out. You'd get a Skullcon badge. It'd be the only way you could really get one without having a Skull of Kavanaugh token, so that would be cool. Just don't be mad if you don't get picked, because we just don't need that many folks. So we're running one dungeon, and then we'll probably ask them to come over here and help run the patron event later that night, and that'll just be one day of stuff that you'll have to do.
And obviously you don't know yet because you don't know how many people are coming, but will the Skullcon dungeons just be Saturday, and then Friday night is kind of like a welcome thing?
Yep, that's how I want to do it, I think. It'd be easiest for the volunteers. I'm trying to, again, we want to thank all the skull bearers, of course, but we want to make stuff nice for them. So if they could just come in and hang out and have a good time on Friday and then run everything Saturday, I think they'll have a best time.
Mm-hmm. And I think I read from noon to 5-ish or something is just open gaming or whatever, and there's going to be an event or a welcome thing or a dinner or do you not know yet for Friday? Did I misread?
5 years ago we just did kind of a thing where we all got alcoholic adult beverages and had a little, I think I was up in the balcony, I welcomed everybody. Then we had this kind of small little trebuchet shoot off a fireball into the lake kind of thing. I'm not sure. We'll try to come up with something better, but again, depends on people show up. We may not all be able to fit in that area, and depends on a lot of things. So we'll have to just stay loosey-goosey, but even the day of the weather could depend on what happens.
Yeah, that's what happened last time. Okay, cool.
See what happens.
But the runs are Saturday, so that's good to know.
That way, if you're working Friday or whatever, you just have to get there Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right, so let's check out the questions here. Fiddy says, not suspicious at all that the sign-ups end April Fool's Day. Oh my God.
I thought about that.
Oh my God. Okay, Steve says, will volunteers get a chance to participate in the Kavanaugh run? Going to assume no.
Yes, they get to DM it. There you go.
So your participation will be the DM portion.
Yeah, or NPC or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
We might do some kind of volunteer run the night before, maybe. I don't know. But I think people would rather go have fun. They're still going to get the participation tokens and all that. So they may rather just hang out and have fun at the con and not have to do anything. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Snake Eyes says, we will all definitely be there. That's awesome. Okay, so...
one thing I do notice is we will need help transmuting. So if you want to transmute people that help out before, I imagine there's going to be a lot of transmuting go on because this will be right after V11's done. And we'll have our transmuter open again. So the same location, same thing. We'll have a bunch of people. Hopefully we can get Michelle Cook back. Haven't seen her in a while. And she apparently loves to transmute, so it'd be great.
Oh, that's cool.
Anybody, send her a message.
Yeah, if anybody knows Michelle, tell her to come back and help with transmuting. Yep. Crystal says, so if you don't have a skull, can you still come and not do a run? Good question.
No, we want only skull bearers there. I know that's kind of, I don't know. I've been promising this event for years, so I don't want the skull bearers who've been collecting these tokens for 7 years to feel cheated in any way. So I want it to be, if you see somebody with a badge, somehow that badge was earned. I mean, I've been by that person, and they might have, I guess, acquired it from somebody, but at least it was earned, and there, somebody earned the right for them to be hanging out there and being with all the folks. So.
Yeah,
and hopefully that's understandable.
Right, and for the people who don't have a skull, I've already seen lots of chatter on the forums for people who already know they can't go. So I'm sure that they can work out some type of way to use that skull in some way. So I would suggest checking out the forums for people who have extra skulls and either will be going with extra skulls or have skulls and they can't go. So definitely check out truedungeon.com, the forums for that. And let's see, Tanya says, yep, San Antonio, Texas here. Talking about the southern. Okay, yeah, so that's the south. And Gilstrife says, also in San Antonio, our rest in peace, Pack South.
Moment of silence.
Yes, let's have a moment of silence for Pack South. It was very fun.
Yeah.
Poor Pack South.
Man,
I love the little river walk there.
that was amazing. The best part was the people there. The players loved the event. The volunteers were awesome. I mean, it was like a pleasure to go back. So
It was a very cool one. Yeah.
Hopefully we can get back there sometime.
Yep. Snake Eye says TDC was the best. Can't wait to get back with the tribe. Yeah, TDC was amazing. Let's see. Tanya says, yep, half of me wants to see if we can get them to come to San Japan. I'm not sure what that means. Fiddy says, seems like a good time to transmute dragon orbs instead of mailing them in. Ooh. Will dragon orbs be allowed to be transmuted there?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
They will be available by then, yep.
Excellent. Steve says he's coming. That's great. So Crystal says, so a spouse without one can't come. Correct. A spouse without one cannot come. I've been wanting to learn how to get into helping with the transport. So the transmute room. Yep, transmute. So yeah, tdvols.com is how you get into that. And a question from Kitkumi, are there any plans later for people who have skulls but who cannot attend?
Well, there is a nice in-game benefit with the skulls that's available. Check out tokentp.com. Other events, this is going to be it. This is it. So we promised this many years ago. We're going to do this one big event. I hope you can make it. Sad if you can't. I'm hoping every skull of Kavanaugh gets used, but we're going to do a cool event. We're going to blow it out as best we can, and then it's going to go on to the next thing.
Understood. So Tanya says, San Japan is a local anime convention at the convention center. Gets more attendance than PAX South did. LOL. Okay, there we go. We'll have to see if that happens. Speaking of another thing that's happening. Belinda has a question. Belinda says, so glad we picked up the early teeth 3 years back and were able to make skulls. We weren't big collectors during TDC, so very excited to go to Skullcon. That's awesome, Belinda.
Sweet.
And everyone else who were able to acquire the teeth. Besides the Skullcon on Friday and Saturday, I saw on the forums that you're also going to be doing the patron event in person, exclusive in person.
Yes.
What can you tell us about this?
Well, I thought of this later, and we decided we couldn't make Origins this year, hopefully next year, but we're not going, and we usually do the in-person patron there, so I thought, well, this would be the perfect opportunity to do it. So at the actual True Dungeon HQ studio, where we are right now and where we do all the virtual stuff, we're going to host an event for the patrons that night. Exact times to be announced, but it should be a lot of fun. And it'll be a special event, much like what people have experienced at Origins. So you guys can talk amongst yourselves what that means. But
okay, very cool. So for the lucky handful and a half that have Skull and Patron, the Skullcon will technically be done, and then we rush over to the HQ. Is that right? Yeah,
there'll be probably enough time for some food, and then head on over here, and you'll have again another start time and all that. The parking here is somewhat limited, so we'll ask people to. I'm sure Lori will be very organized and have it all kind of figured out when to show up for your run, and we'll run you here. It'll be great because we'll be able to work on it much like we do with the virtual sets and make it pretty dang cool looking, I think.
I bet. Yeah, I think last time when we went to HQ as part of the TDC, I think we piled into as few cars as possible because of parking.
Yeah.
Right. And speaking of virtual, for the people who are unable to make the in-person event as a patron, there is an exclusive virtual patron event. And right now, all we know is early October. Anything else we can hear about that?
Yeah, it'll be very similar to the live one, just done through a virtual format, so everybody can play It will have different participation tokens, and you can play both if you're a patron. You'll have access codes that you'll use to get to each event. Should be fun. Gamehole Con's in the middle of October, so we said early. We're not sure what weekend or not. We'll see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, should be a lot of fun. I'll always look forward to the virtual stuff with the patrons too, because get to see everybody. It'll be cool.
Very cool. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, final questions about Skullcon or the patron runs, please let me know or let us know, and we'll answer them now. So 2022, you also sent out the schedule, which is pretty amazing, I think, for a lot of people to be able to plan. I know I appreciate it very much. So
Thanks.
We have a V7 in January, 8 in February, 9 in March, 10 in April, 11 in May, Skullcon in June, the Patron in person in June. July now
crazy.
Is just you're taking a break.
Gen Con prep. There will not be a break for us. We have to get ready to go to Gen Con, which that takes a whole lot of time to get all that ready, especially in a warehouse. It's like 100 degrees. So, yeah, it's we got to get all that ready to go. We usually take 5 or 6 full 53-foot semis to Gen Con. So that's a lot of packing, a lot of organizing, a lot of logistics to get done. It takes a whole month to prep for that.
Wow, that's cool to know. I didn't know that. I put that in my notes here because, I've got the schedule for next year. Let's see. The chatter on the chat says, so no Origins for 2022. Yeah, Origins is out, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Okay. And let's see. Fred says, Jeff, any thoughts about a new meta puzzle like we had with Orion's Belt out of game? Or is there already one and we're missing it?
Well, I think you guys have gotten onto the at least the Discord. You guys we've been running a meta puzzle these days, last year or so. So you're onto that one. We do have a surprise for next year. You'll see. It's kind of crazy, but you'll see.
Wow.
Yep,
okay,
there's
Fred.
something going on.
Digging out. It's kind of
I wish
almost
I
like
could say more, but I can't. John will kill me if I say anything. So.
Yeah, I feel like with these questions with Dungeons and Dragons, we're pulling out spells, so you can't use those spells anymore. So keep the good questions coming. So July is Gen Con prep, August is Gen Con, September is PAX West, which you're already saying you're going to. Is that right?
I don't have 100% confirmation, but as close as 100% as I can get. They definitely said they want us back, but until the ink is dry, then
sure.
But yeah, I suspect we're going for sure.
That's great. So that sounds like a 99.9% sure. And early October is the virtual patron event. October is Gamehole Con. I mean, is Gamehole Con just the best thing ever?
It is an awesome little event. One of these days I'll get to go again. But yeah, it's run by Alex, who's puts on a great con, and you can tell he does it for the right reasons. He wants to make people happy, and he wants to, just do something cool with his time. So, we like to go back there, and it's a small con for sure, but it's still probably the by far the best value for your money to go to a con. If you can only afford one con a year, go to Gamehole Con. It's where you're gonna want to hang out because they're the ratio of people to cool things or cool people is the highest you're going to see. You can, you can play Top Secret with the guy that wrote it, or Marvel Superheroes, or go sit down and share nachos with Elmister if you want. So a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Gamehole Con is absolutely the greatest for sure. And let's see here. Kid Kumi says, big thank you for the early communication regarding the 2022 schedule. I agree. Has been amazing to be able to plan ahead for next year. I'm with you there.
It's finally nice to have something somewhat solid to tell people. The last couple of years, everything's been like, we'll see. We're not sure, but yeah, it might happen. Well, but so yeah, things are a little more solid now, finally, which is good.
Yeah, we all get to benefit from that. So Snake Eyes, I think, is saying for everybody, Meta Puzzle, did anyone examine Grunnell's death scene at Gamehole-Con? Yeah. Any comments on that, Jeff?
I wasn't there. I have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
Who knows? Wasn't there.
Okay.
So I'm not responsible for the goblin's behavior.
Oh, and speaking of, do we think this is something to do with Grunnell's death? And let's see.
Yeah.
Gilstripe says Gamehole is the best for volunteering first time.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like good
I think
advice.
you're gonna have to. I think you're gonna have to kill that.
Oh, sorry. Is that going on in the background? Sorry.
Yeah.
One of these days
worries.
I'll learn how to use this computer. Kikumi says, hearing about the meta puzzle makes me question everything I see anywhere. Yes, it is so much fun. Crystal says, love volunteering for TD, and Gamehole-Con is amazing. I agree. All right, so I think that we are at almost an hour here, so we have definitely gone through the questions. Jeff, thank you so much
Thanks for having me.
The schedule, the Skullcon information, the patron info, everything is just amazing. We appreciate it so much. I like to think you are the world's dungeon master, so we appreciate you very, very much. And thank you so much for your time. So Jeff,
thanks for having me, and
round of applause
thanks for being
again.
a big supporter of TD. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jeff. You have a good one, and we'll talk to you next time.
You guys have a good weekend.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. All right. So that was the man, the myth, the legend, Jeff Martin, the creator of True Dungeon, an amazing human being who has created something that we all love. His wife is also amazing, no matter what Chad says. Lori is amazing. Lori is awesome. So she's amazing and awesome, no matter what Chad says. So thank you all for watching. And I see the chat. Thank you all for the thank yous. I appreciate it very much. There'll be more videos coming. I'm going to try to do more pre-recorded videos about builds, and of course the pre-orders are happening now. So I plan to do an opening when the tokens come. So there's lots and lots of things coming down the pipe. Please keep the suggestions coming about what you would like to see on the show. And you know what I forgot to do? The algorithm thing. Oh yeah, algorithm. So click the subscribe and like and share and all that other stuff. It's really important for getting the word out and keeping the show going. I really do appreciate it. Thank you all very, very much. And one of the things I love to say, you might have heard this if you've been watching the show, is it's very hard to frown if you're smiling. So please smile, everyone. Bye now. See you next time.